Hi everybody, how's it going? Thank you for watching the video. So, one sec, I'm gonna turn this down. I recently got a comment on one of my videos asking just to see general hotkeys information and all that kind of stuff for my account. So I figured I'd go through that just to provide some slightly different content besides just gameplays. And I think I want to start supplementing my gameplay content with maybe some tips and tricks types of videos, because I think there's a lot of tips videos out there in the Dota community, but I think it can be overwhelming at times, the sheer amount of information in the game. So I wanted to try and focus on providing simple tips that people can not only understand but implement into their game more easily, because it's one thing to maybe watch a pro player stream or something, and it's another thing to actually be able to input these certain things into your gameplay. So I think I want to try and start changing up my content besides the gameplay aspect of it. So I'm just gonna go through my general settings and hotkeys and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a 4.9k MMR player. My first match was the day after Christmas in 2014. I recently lost my 5k. Like I made it to 5k last patch, and then when 7.0 got released, I didn't really want to play ranked until I felt like I had a good understanding of the patch. And so I finally started to play ranked again, and I've lost both. I've lost both my matches. It was tough. It's never a good feeling losing your 5k, but I'm confident I can make it back there. And then for hotkeys, I basically use the standard. I use Q, W, E, T. Well, these are for like unique ones, like if you're playing Invoker or Rubik or something. So this is my first skill, Q, second skill, W, third skill, E, and your ultimate is R. And if you look at the keyboard, that's just sort of the natural progression. It makes sense. It's where your fingers want to be. And then for my items, I use S, D, F. This is like a button on my mouse, B and space. And I don't think these are the most efficient keys, but I've seen, compared to what I've seen other pros have, but for me, it's what I'm used to. And once again, if you look at the keyboard, those are sort of right below my ability hotkeys, so it's just all right there for me. And what I try and do is, with my item hotkeys, I try and use the same hotkey for the same items if possible, and I might have to vary it a little bit. So for example, like my D key, I almost always put my mobility item on that D key, whether it be Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade. I almost always put those in the D slot. The space slot is always my teleport. And then these ones are usually like, I usually put my stick on F or my blade mail on F. And then for these last three, it can just vary depending on what I'm using. And then for my control groups, I basically just use 1 and 2. So if I tap 1 on my keyboard, it automatically brings up my hero. And if I double tap 1, it'll take the camera and put it over my hero. So if I ever lose track of my hero, I can just do that. And then my control group 2, which I use for either like summons. So if I'm playing Invoker, I'll control group. You do control 2, and it'll make it so that every time you hit the 2 key, it'll put it to your summons or your forge spears, or sometimes I'll use it for like a Helm of Dominator creep or something along those lines. And it just makes it a lot easier to micromanage all your units. So for Courier, I have that on 4. 5 is just auto deliver. this is kind of a weird thing that I do that I'm pretty sure nobody else does, is I put my quick buy to tab. And the reason this is kind of weird is that most people use tab to cycle through units. So like if you're playing Chen and you're controlling 4 creeps, people usually use tab to be able to cycle through each creep. So like you use your centaur and then you hit tab and it'll go to your hellbear smasher. And it's just a really efficient way to do that, but I almost never play heroes like Chen. So I put my quick buy to tab just so, once again, if you look at the keyboard, tab is right next to all of my hotkeys. So if I'm about to die and I have my quick buy setup, which you should always have some item in your quick buy, I can just slam the tab button and hopefully get my quick buy off. So let's see what else is in here. Um, I don't use I don't really use quick cast at all. I know a lot of people do, but for me, I accidentally click buttons a lot. So quick cast would definitely be a detriment to me because all that quick cast does is it basically makes it so that instead of the item or the ability being activated after the key is released, it's just the second you tap it. So for pro player, I think a lot of pro players use it, and it kind of makes sense if you have the discipline to not accidentally hit a key. But for me, I know that I would mistakenly hit keys constantly. It would really cost me a lot. All right, so for my in-game map, I use hero icons. I prefer that to colors. Let's see what else. I also use the only way to cancel my teleports are hold and stop. Double tap. I've kind of this is something that I'm not sure whether or not I want to keep on, is the double tap to apply self-cast. It's really nice when you're playing like Invoker or Legion Commander, because rather than having to click the ability or click the buff and then click yourself, you just double tap it. So like for Invoker, you double tap it and it'll automatically put Alacrity on yourself. And like Legion Commander, it'll automatically put is it press the attack? I think it's press the attack. It'll automatically put that on you, and it just makes it easier to execute what you need to do because you don't have to focus on putting your mouse over your hero. I increased my mini-map size because I thought it was just too small. Let's see. I don't think there's anything too important in here. Quick cast, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else in here. I don't use the best settings because my computer's not good enough. It won't run the game smooth enough if I'm using the best possible settings. And then audio, I kind of turned down my volume, but I can do this. And this is what this looks like. The last piece was someone asked to see my armory. So I'll just go to all. If I were to show my best items, it'd probably be... I'm going to filter by hero. Can I filter by hero? Hero? No? I thought it automatically filtered by hero. Oh, here we go. So if we go into my armory, my best items are probably these, the bashers for anti-mage. I didn't even realize this, but if you go on the market, these bashers are worth like $70 or something, which kind of surprised me. So I have those bashers; those are pretty cool. What else? Probably my favorite item that I have is for my favorite hero, Shadow Fiend. I have the Arcana, and I have this Diabolical Fiend set. So what I did is I kind of combined the two. I have the Arcana sort of the main presence, and then I sort of put the shoulders on it, and then I got the Swagger Fiend Arms of Desolation. So this is probably my favorite set. It just happens to not only be my favorite hero, but I think it just looks so cool. In my my very, very biased opinion, I think this is the coolest looking model in Dota 2. I think it just looks so badass. It's awesome. So what else? Let's see. I don't really have that many awesome items. One of my friends was nice enough for Christmas to gift me the Monkey King set, which is really cool. So let's see if I go to Monkey King. It's a pretty cool set. Like, I think it's really cool that
the king has arrived.
As you where is it? How do you show it? Like, as you level up, he changes colors. It's really cool. Let's see if I can show it in the demo here.
My greatest triumph is yet to come.
So this is his basic form. I'm curious at what level.
Prepare yourselves. We're nearly ready.
Maybe not? How does it work?
In fine form.
Is it this? Let's see. Oh, that's why.
Let's get a move on.
So he changes colors as you... Okay, let's try this again. That did not work the way I wanted to. So he changes colors as you level up the ultimate. It's really cool.
Hope they put up a decent
I'm kind of
fight.
sad that they released this instead of... Oh my gosh. I'm terrible at this. So as you level up your ultimate. So this is the original form. And then this is this one's really cool, I think. His voice changes, and then when I get to level 12, he becomes green. Oh my! This is not supposed to happen.
Let's go.
Let's check it out. This is the newest Arcana that they're gonna come out with. Giant Monkey King.
There's a lot of stories about
that is
sort
of balding. He's kind of balding. He's got the receding hairline going on. No, but he's supposed to. Let's see. In his final form. Oh, dope! It's not even gonna show it. Oh, there we go. This is his Super Saiyan form. But yeah, this is probably my only two Arcanas are the Shadow Fiend and the Monkey King. I don't think in terms of my... Try to think of any other cool items I have. I think that's about it. I'm gonna go to my global items really quick. I've got some decent couriers. Got this guy. I think my favorite courier is this one. He's super cool. Isn't that awesome? I really like these. Look at that. Wait, what? I didn't even know that. I could equip different styles. Which one's the coolest? Probably. They're all pretty cool. Yeah, I think I like this one. If I could get one courier, if I could buy one courier, it'd probably be the Faceless Rex one, wherever that is. The Baby Roshans are pretty cool too. I like these. Baby Roshan's cool. But the Faceless Rex I think is just awesome. Where is it? It's got to be somewhere in here, right? Alright, whatever. So yeah, these are my hotkeys. I hope I went over most of the things people wanted to see, and I tried to give my best possible explanation for why I do what I do. Basically, with the hotkeys, the way I think about it is I want everything to be as efficient as possible. So I want everything to be in close proximity, which it's all sort of in the upper left hemisphere of my keyboard. And so I don't really have to think about you want it to be muscle memory, where it gets to the point where when you're in an important point in the game, you don't have to be thinking about executing these certain keys. You just know it. And so like I've played enough where I know where all of my items are going to be on what hotkeys, and I don't need to think about it. I can focus my energy on other aspects of the game rather than making sure that I'm clicking the right hotkeys. So that's the best thing. And every person is going to be different. So what works for me is not necessarily going to work for you. You have to figure out on your own through playing what feels right and what you're comfortable with, and that's something that just comes with time and with playing. And I definitely don't have the most efficient setup, and I know that, but I'm really not at a point where I want to rearrange all this to become even more efficient. This works for me right now, and so that's all I'm really worried about. And that's what you should do. Just because you see a pro doing something doesn't necessarily mean that's right for you, especially depending on your skill level. Some people don't need all the extra crap that the pros throw in there. So that'd be my advice, is just figure out what works for you and just go with that, and try and get your muscle memory down for all these keys, and just do what makes sense for you. So there was one final thing I wanted to add. As I had mentioned at the start of the video, I want to start to supplement my content besides my gameplays with more content focused on tips and tricks. So if there are any concepts or tips or tricks that you want me to go over, please leave it in the comments below. I think the first tip video I'm going to go over is how to utilize Fog of War specifically in the off lane. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye bye.